What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to ask a question which has been gnawing at me for quite a while at this stage. Why is there no Overwatch trading card game? And look, I know that straight off the bat there are two fairly simple and I would argue fairly lazy answers that people are going to throw out. Answer number one, Blizzard make Hearthstone, why would they make another trading card game? Answer number two, trading card games aren't worth making nowadays. Well, I disagree with both of those, but let's have a gander, shall we? Now, Overwatch, I'm sure you're all aware at this stage, is a team-based first-person shooter made by Blizzard. It is a phenomenally successful game. It has earned $1 billion in-game items. That's not sales of the game. That is, they've raised $1 billion just selling in-game items. And when you bear in mind that these in-game items from Overwatch do not give you any gameplay advantages whatsoever, they are all just cosmetic, that should tell you what you need to know about the popularity of Overwatch. But it's also one of the most popular games in the world and one of the best-selling games ever. It's a phenomenally successful property. And the fact of the matter is, if we look at other video games, we see that Gears of War is getting a card game in the not-too-distant future. It's being made by Steamforged, who they tend to make a lot of licensed games, shall we say. We've looked at a few of them on this channel. So Gears of War is getting a card game. We've seen that Resident Evil has been getting a deck-building game. And obviously we could get a deck-building game here rather than a trading card game. The difference is that a deck-building game all comes in one box. You might buy expansions, but it all comes in one box, and you make it all from there. Whereas a trading card game is you buy packs with random cards in and build your collection from there. And then you get chase cards and all of that good stuff. So, card games based on video games can work. And Overwatch is a phenomenally successful video game. So we should be getting a trading card game. I very much like a trading card game. Now, in terms of the whole, yeah, well, they make Hearthstone, why would they bother? I reject that argument straight out the bat. Now, yes, fine, if they made a digital card game, there is an argument that you got two digital card games competing against each other. But then again, does that really matter? Like, if 10% of the Hearthstone player base go over and start playing an Overwatch digital card game, the money still goes to Blizzard, except now you got people who don't play Hearthstone, me, because I've joined too late and the barrier to entry now is kind of high, but would absolutely jump on an Overwatch card game immediately. I'd be there day one. So I'm not sure why they would turn that down. And similarly, Blizzard make lots of games. Why did they launch World of Warcraft Classic when they still had World of Warcraft? Well, the answer is extremely simple. It was gonna make money. And at the end of the day, right, Blizzard are a business. Blizzard want to make money. So, a company that would launch World of Warcraft Classic when World of Warcraft is still out there, surely then it's not a brilliant argument to say they wouldn't launch one card game because they've already got a card game. They launch games that are going to make them money. Why would they not? That would be silly. Now, the other argument I see thrown around a lot is, well, trading card games, you know, they don't make lots of money, they're too volatile, they don't last 5 minutes. And to be fair, this has been a pretty brutal year for trading card games. We've already seen Star Wars Destiny be discontinued this year. We've seen Buddy Fight be discontinued this year. And we've seen the Transformers trading card game be discontinued this year. And it is somewhat of a cliche at this stage to say, look, if you're not Magic, Pokemon, or Yu-Gi-Oh!, you're not going to last as a trading card game. Every other trading card game is going to fail. Well, okay. Does it need to last forever? Like, if a trading card game for Overwatch comes out and it lasts for 3 years and goes away and makes a bit of money, is that a failure? Because the thing you've got to remember, the reason why Transformers launched as a trading card game was to push the brand forward generally. When Transformers, the trading card game, was discontinued, the press release literally made reference to this fact. Our product offerings didn't meet the expectations of the broader fan base to engage further with the brand. So one of the reasons behind the Transformers TCG was, hey, let's get more people into Transformers as a whole. That's what this would do. This would push Overwatch as a brand. This would take trading card game players and make them aware of this video game and make them fall in love with the characters. And again, they've put Overwatch characters in Heroes of the Storm to get that cross-promotion going on. So clearly Blizzard are not a company that are afraid of trying to use one property to push another. And okay, fine, the Transformers trading card game failed, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Overwatch would. I mean, we can have a look at something like the Final Fantasy trading card game, and that's been going for years. And it's not a top 10 trading card game. If we look at the sales data, it's not top 10. And yet, it still keeps ticking along quite nicely and making money and making people aware of Final Fantasy. And that's a good thing. And that's an option that Blizzard would be opening up here. Yeah, fine, some trading card games fail, but others do quite well. And when I mentioned Buddy Fight and Destiny and Transformers all failing, they didn't fail in the first 6 months, they didn't fail in the first year. They had a good run, and then they got taken out after they'd been around for a little while. And they made some money. And if you don't think that Blizzard would want Overwatch cards, you can literally buy Overwatch League trading cards. Now, they're made by a company called Upper Deck. We'll get there in a minute. But essentially, you can go out and buy packs of Overwatch trading cards, except they're not a trading card game. They are just trading cards for Overwatch League. So how can we say that Blizzard would be completely and utterly unwilling to produce physical cards when they already produce physical cards? Now, they don't actually produce them. Upper Deck produces them, and I think that's a very interesting point, because there's a very good chance that if they did make a TCG, especially a physical one, they would take it out of house. They would move it to another company. Upper Deck make these. Why not farm the game out to a company like Steamforged? Probably not for a TCG. That would be for a deck building game, but still, it would work. Or a company like Wizards of the Coast. Or a company like Fantasy Flight Games, who made Star Wars Destiny. Once upon a time, Wizards of the Coast made the X-Men trading card game, the Looney Tunes trading card game, the Simpsons trading card game, WCW Nitro. Up till recently, they were making the Transformers trading card game, although it is important to note that Transformers is a Hasbro property, and Hasbro do own Wizards of the Coast, so that wasn't necessarily taking on a third-party license. But certainly Wizards of the Coast have done it in the past, and Wizards of the Coast could do it again. And it's not like Blizzard have been shy licensing out Overwatch. There's many Overwatch Lego sets you can buy. And it's worth pointing out that they launched, they made a few sets, and then they've pretty much gone away, and they're not making any new ones, and the old ones are all going on sale and going out of print at the moment. But it was fun while it lasted. Nerf make Overwatch products and Overwatch guns based on the guns you see in the game. So again, I ask, why not a trading card game? I can see an argument as to why they wouldn't want to make it digital to compete with Hearthstone, but again, you've got cross-promotion and you're still bringing in new players, and anyone who leaves Hearthstone for an Overwatch digital card game would still be giving Blizzard their money, although there is an argument to be made about trying to protect the long-term health of Hearthstone rather than having two smaller games. I do understand that is a valid point, but getting a third party to come in and make a physical trading card game, I'm sorry, I've been teaching business for well over a decade at this stage, and I'm not seeing any strong business arguments against it. The cross-promotion is there, the brand awareness is already there to give it a strong launch, and then hopefully build it with the other products. They've licensed Overwatch out to many, many companies to make other products, merchandise, etc. They've already got Upper Deck making Overwatch cards. The only real hurdle is finding a third party that they trust to do the game justice. And that seems kind of doable, if I'm honest with you. How would the card game look? I've been thinking a lot about this over the last couple of weeks. It could work like Dragon Ball or Transformers, where you make a deck based around one hero, and then your deck is basically just cards to support and help that hero. It could work like Dragon Ball, where you just have one leader, or Transformers, where all the characters have a star count, and then you make a team of whichever characters you like, up to a certain number of stars or points. Then again, Final Fantasy does a really good job having all the characters mixed in the deck and splitting them into forwards and backups, and you draw them as you go. And essentially your backups support your forwards and your forwards do the fighting. So maybe we could have that kind of thing, which would work with the roles that we see in Overwatch. Have your support characters, your tank characters, and your damage characters all acting differently in the trading card game, and having those 3 different types of cards along with some upgrades, abilities, and all of that. I have not seen a game that I have thought would make a better trading card game than this since Pokemon back in the 90s. We all know how that worked out. And actually, while we're here, one more last point before we finish the video, and it's probably a point I should have made before. But from 2005 to 2010, there was a World of Warcraft trading card game made by Upper Deck, and that ran for 5 years. And okay, fine, it did get discontinued, and essentially they started working on Hearthstone afterwards. And to be fair, it does feature many of the same characters, abilities, and artwork according to Wikipedia. But you know what? Hearthstone replaced World of Warcraft, so why not get Upper Deck to make a new physical trading card game based around Overwatch? Is it likely? I think it's possible. I think getting Upper Deck on board, and I think it probably would be Upper Deck now that I think a bit more about it, I think it would work. And I think it would be successful. And by successful, I don't mean it would outsell Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic, and I don't mean it would last for 20 years. I mean it would run for 3 to 5 years, make a bit of money, and just push the Overwatch brand as a whole. Overwatch 2 is coming out in the not too distant future. Wouldn't it be nice to have a little bit of a tie-in with that? And then, of course, you could earn rewards between games. You could buy packs of physical cards to unlock currency or rewards in the Overwatch actual video game. Do they need it? Arguably not. But did they need Nerf guns based on the character guns in the game? No. But yet they made them because it would make them money. Now, it is worth pointing out there is an unofficial Overwatch trading card game. I am not the first person to have this idea. There is an unofficial Overwatch trading card game, so I do encourage you to look that up. I will pop a link in the description. It is completely unofficial. I've not played it, so I cannot give it my seal of approval or otherwise. But it does seem a little bit remiss of me to do a whole video speculating about the possibility of an Overwatch trading card game and then not mention that there is an unofficial one already out there. So I'll pop a link in the description that you can follow to find out more about it. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear from you guys. Would you like an Overwatch trading card game? Do you think it would make sense? Do you think that Blizzard would ever pull the trigger? Yeah, pun intended. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk about all kinds of games, and do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun stuff. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.